been breathing for 23 years now. I know how to breathe.
I don't know about that.
Right.
On your back. That's not a deep breath, bro. Mine went like this.
Example.
You just told me your nose doesn't work.
Kind of similar to like how cars work. For like the coolant system, it needs to like pressurize for it to work in its optimum performance. Basically, embracing the core increases the whole stability of your body.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Chidi Gaines. I've got a guest with me today. I've got Vadim, one of my clients. We've just finished an upper session, so we're just gonna have a little chit chat about. I think Vadim wanted to go through bracing, but we can go into a variety of different topics around that subject, just to have a little interaction. Hopefully we give you guys some value. First of all, how's it been and how was the upper session today? How have you felt?
So I'll explain how it's been in general. It's the first 2 sessions me and John had together. By the second session, I wanted to kill him just because I had enough. But today's session was really good. He knows when he pushes me, I need to walk it off, and he's seen me do it already. So pushing me to my top abilities.
Good stuff. Yeah, I literally remember taking a video of you when we were doing leg extensions, and you look so happy with your glasses on for like the warm-up set.
Yeah.
And then the next clip is like 3-4 sets in, and it's literally in agony. His face like speaks 1,000 words.
He's dead.
But it's good. I'm glad that you're enjoying the process and you're learning.
That session, I started to hate you. Honestly.
It's all good as long as you're getting the results. You're allowed to hate me, man.
Of course.
But yeah, obviously we just finished upper. We did a bit of bench. We did some military press. We did leg raises. He couldn't really do the leg raises because he's got some hip clicking problems that we're working on. I've given him some exercises to do. But he did some crunches, lateral raises with the cable, and then we went ahead and did some biceps as well. Easy back curl, and we did 7, so 7 up, 7 middle to high, 7 lower to mid, and then 7 full. And yeah, I think that was everything that we did.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm missing anything, but that was most of it. So that was our upper session, pretty good. And we worked a lot today on mainly just working on our like control on the bench press, so pause reps, as well as close grip. So we're doing some hypertrophy work at the beginning of the week, and then our second upper session is more in technique and working on refining the movement of the bench. So working on the pause is going to allow you to generate power from the bottom up, and then the close grip is going to allow you to strengthen your triceps, because the closer you go, the more tricep involvement there is. And if you've got a weak bench and the lockup portion of your lifts is, generally speaking, the weaker part, then I would advise you to concentrate on the close grip, because that's going to allow you to build up your tricep. It's still very specific to the movement, so it's very transferable. All you're doing is bring your arm a little bit closer in. But yeah, how did you find those exercises, the bench? And is that something you usually do?
So I used to do close bench grip about 6 months ago, because I changed my training methods just to see what works, what doesn't for me. So I've got experience still, and the technique didn't feel awkward, so that's why I managed to do better than I could on some other exercises like the military press. For that one, you know, you can do like different grips as well, and I did a mixture of both, and that was a lot harder to do than close grip on the bench press.
Good. Yeah, I think Vadim was semi-struggling with the military press, because I think it's something that he's not used to. And with a military press, especially coming off of bench press, it's a compound exercise, so it requires a lot of core stability, a lot of coordination. You're standing there on your 2 feet, balance as well, because you've got to
take everything out of me to do that.
So it's very heavy in your central nervous system. When I say central nervous system, I basically just mean your brain and your spinal cord. You're using a lot of alertness, a lot of mental energy, a lot of like nervous kind of energy to like push through it. So it does take a lot out of you. That's why you do feel a little bit fatigued. That being said, I think I kind of explained to you that if you keep on practicing it, the movement pattern of the actual technique of completing it will get easier, and then you'll start to see the benefit of getting your core stronger.
Yeah, you're basically leveling up. You just get XP points by doing exercise.
Exactly, and it's about finding exercises that incorporate different aspects, not just training your shoulder, you also work in your core. There's a time and place of just shoulder press, but every now and again, walking in military press, one of the best exercises you could do.
Of course.
All right, leading from that, obviously military press, that involves a little bit of bracing, that involves a little bit of breathing. What is it that you specifically that you want to know? Or what do you know at the moment about breathing and bracing? We'll go from there and then we can fill in the gaps.
So the conversation we had last time kind of cleared up a lot about how the whole thing works. And from there on, I just had a deep understanding of sort of why I need to brace and how the whole bracing system works, because I never used to do it before when I was lift, or maybe not consciously. So when you explained it to me, I got a deep understanding, but I still can't really get around the technique of it properly. I think it just takes more practice for me to understand it, I guess.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. What did you get from the last time? Let's just maybe pick out one thing, and then I'll explain a little bit more in depth for everyone.
So from the last time we had a conversation,
Yeah. Sorry to put you on the spot a bit, but
yeah.
go on.
What did I pick out?
Yeah, just anything in terms of breathing, bracing.
Breathing, bracing. I
It was only a
guess,
week ago, Vadim.
yeah, mate, a lot have happened in the last week, to be fair.
Yeah, no worries, man. Could be anything.
Yeah. So just the fact that when you take a deep breath, your core kind of engages because your lungs like open up and it tenses the muscles. That's sort of what I learned. I didn't know that's how it works before.
Okay, good. So obviously, breathing is very important. I don't think I have to really tell you guys that. That's what's keeping you alive. So when you're training, you need to be able to know how to breathe properly in order to train as efficiently as possible. There's the variety of different aspects to this, but generally speaking, you always want to take a deep breath before you start a lift. For example, the bench press, you want to take in a deep breath at the top before you start to engage or before the bar starts to lower down. Because at the top of the lift is where you have the time to stabilize everything. If you're taking a deep breath halfway through, you're going to lose positioning and you're going to lose tightness. But at the top, if you take a deep breath in and you contract your core muscles, your core meaning not just your abs, but your back muscles around the back, your erector spinae muscles, all the little muscles that keep your vertebrae, the bones that make up your spine, upright, they're all connected. When you brace, taking a deep breath and you squeeze, you're stabilizing all of those, meaning your spine is going to be more stable and more aligned, and that allows you to be able to push from a more stable structure when you're completing the lift. So that is an example of how you can leverage breathing, okay? So some people might not know that, and they'll be breathing,
That's what I do.
shallowly whilst they're completing the movement. But with something like the bench press, you generally speaking want to like maybe hold in one deep breath for like 3 reps, for example. So hold it in. You don't necessarily, because you don't want to be too out of sync, you still want to keep a certain rhythm. So you don't want to go and then up, and then when it's up there again, you take another breath in for every rep, because you're able to actually release the tension in your, obviously, in your thorax and in your brain. After you're able to hold that pressure in your system for at least 3 to 4 reps. The issue with breathing and bracing for a long time is it increases your blood pressure. Okay,
Right.
When you increase your blood pressure in your system, that also involves blood pressure in your brain. So you can, at the very, very extreme ends, potentially get a stroke, for example, or pass out.
Yeah.
Because you're maintaining the pressure and the blood vessels in your brain, so they could burst. Okay, if they're held in for too long. But for normal people, this wouldn't happen anyway if you're just like fit and active, or if you don't have weaker blood vessels. So yeah, that's basically, there's that part of it. Obviously, learning to breathe. So usually speaking, when the muscle is lengthening under contraction, you want to make sure that you're bracing. Okay, you're nice and tight. And then at the concentric phase, when the muscle is shortening, then you take a deep breath in. You take a deep breath out, or you don't even need to. You can just complete the movement and then reset at the top before the load comes back down again. I'll give you a different example. Maybe for squat, when you're squatting, you want to take a deep breath in before you lower the weight down. So that's the breathing technique. So for example, I'll give a different example. If I'm doing a bicep curl, generally speaking, you want to, okay, so deep breath in on the concentric and then exhale on the eccentric, okay? So that's how you generally speaking do it. But with something like a bicep curl anyway, you wouldn't worry too much about that. You can either, if you're doing a really heavy bicep curl, you can do exactly the same for bench. Take a deep breath in, brace, and then you do the reps. Okay, rather than thinking about breathing in and out, and then maybe when you've done like 4 reps, then you take a deep breath in again to re-brace and then continue. Like for example, the barbell easy bar, so the easy bar curls that we just did, because it's a lot of weight. You don't want to like be going breathing. you want to hold that pressure in and tension in, because you're standing up, it requires a lot of core stability. So taking that deep breath in, bracing, and then completing the movements will help you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But what else is there to it? With bracing as well, it's important. A lot of people, when they breathe, especially for squats, bench press, deadlift, military press, rows, it's these compound exercises that require a lot of core strength and core stability are where breathing and bracing are a little bit more important, because you need to be able to leverage your core a little bit more. Your core is what glues all your limbs together. It's what glues your arms together, your legs together. So if that's stable, it's almost like the foundation, the base. So if that's nice and stable, nice and strong, you're able to lift a little bit more weight. I like to think of it like a cylinder. If you grab that, if this is your torso, there's still stuff in there. This is your torso and you're squatting, and there's a lot of water in there, or a lot of C4 juice in there. And there's a lot of load. If you take only a small breath in and it's only fade up to here, and you're squatting heavy weight, you're just gonna crush the bottom.
Yeah.
But if you filled it up with air because you've taken in big belly breath and you filled your lungs with air, and then you've braced and contracted your core, your obliques, your rectus abdominis, your ab muscles, the muscles in your back. It's nice and strong, so that the load there's not going to be any energy leakages. Meaning, if you're taking a deep breath, you've braced. Again, belly breathing. There's a difference between belly breathing and chest breathing. Belly breathing is when you're taking the air in through your stomach. You're pulling it in. The way that you pull the air in is by expanding your stomach, which expands your lungs. So your diaphragm contracts. Your diaphragm is the main muscle that helps you breathe in, with inhalation of air into your lungs. So when it contracts, it expands. It actually pulls down your stomach down, and the air gets sucked in from the atmosphere into your lungs. And then once you've gotten a decent amount of breath in, you can only do this through belly breathing. Because if I'm chest breathing, I'm not gonna be able to get in as much air. But if I go like this, if I literally consciously think about expanding my stomach, look, like this, almost like literally pull your stomach out like, and then brace. Don't pass up, bro. It's called the Valsalva maneuver. A lot of you guys go search it up. You contract your diaphragm, so you're taking a deep breath using your stomach. Your diaphragm relaxes and you allow the air to come into your lungs, and then you brace, and then you're nice and stable before you lower yourself down for a squat, before you explode up for a military press, before you get the weight down for a bench press. In a deadlift, you can even do this at the top of the movement. So you're taking a deep breath. Are you okay?
Sorry, bro. The shit is sweaty as fuck. Like, it's just wet.
It's all good, man.
It's so hot.
With a deadlift, people like to squat in different positions. Some people like to squat at the top, because then they don't have to worry about it. They can just get into the bottom and then complete the movement. But if you take a deep breath in at the top, you have to basically keep your mouth closed, because there can't be any leakages. So you can't be like, and then do it. You have to go.
You're building pressure,
especially
in
when
your
you've
body.
got the belt.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of similar to like how cars work for like, the coolant system.
Yeah.
It needs to like pressurize for it to work in its optimum performance. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Like you said, basically embracing the core increases the whole stability of your body. And I don't know, I need to like figure out I just need to learn breathing techniques in general. For someone who breathes for a living, breathing is quite complicated.
Yeah, it's as complicated as you make it. It's very simple, but obviously it's practicing it
It's
as
simple
well.
for you because it's what you've done like for years, you know. For me, it's not. Like I can compare it with like cars, you know. Cars are simple for me. For you, it's not.
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
What I mean is breathing and bracing is simple to learn but hard to master.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
you're doing is taking a deep breath when you're bracing and then contracting your core. But it's hard to master, one, being consistent with that. Two, the amount of air that you actually take in and keep in there, remembering to do it, and like actually having the mind muscle connection to know that you're not just engaging your core, you're keeping your spine neutral, you're engaging your back muscles as well. You're trying to think about all of these things. But once you practice it, like I said, it's about starting the steps of practicing it more
Yeah.
goes a long way. Another thing a lot of people don't utilize with breathing, we'll go for bracing for a second, go to breathing, is using breathing to charge your sessions up. For example, like before I go for a heavy lift, I usually will take in like 3, 4, 5 deep breaths, because that allows me to get into a more heightened state of alertness. My adrenaline goes up, my heart rate goes up, my blood pressure goes up. I feel a little bit more alive. My pupils dilate. I'm ready. It's like that fight or flight state where I'm ready to lift. A lot of people need to utilize this a little bit more in their lifts. Like, it's a very easy way of waking yourself up. If you're someone that's a little bit more introverted, that doesn't like grunting and screaming, just take in some deep breaths, okay? If you're finding the urge to like hype yourself up, but you don't really want to like cause a scene, or you want people to listen to you. I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm
No one should care at the end of the day, you know.
But some people are like that.
Yeah.
If you want to find a way of kind of walking around it, or just taking a deep breath instead, really. But generally speaking, taking in a deep breath will help you to increase your alertness, and then prolonging your out breath, your exhalation, so breathing out, will allow you to actually suppress and reduce your heart rate, allow you to feel a little bit more calmer, reduce your anxiety. So there's actually a technique called the physiological sigh. 2 deep breaths followed by a prolonged exhale. So 2 inhales followed by prolonged exhale, and that actually helps to calm yourself down. There's other breathing techniques like box breathing. Obviously, there's a Wim Hof method, all of that stuff. So you can, using your breathing, you can change your psychological states. But as it pertains to the gym, bracing is important. Knowing when to breathe when you're completing movements, like when to exhale, when to inhale. If you can get that bit sorted first, and then you can layer on the rest of it. But when you breathe, when you're working out, before you go for a PB, before you go for a big lift, just taking big breaths, big belly breaths through your nose to get yourself hyped up. And then after you finish doing the lift, to recover a little bit faster, like I said, you've done a big weight. There's a lot of lactic acid. There's a lot of lactate in your system. You want to calm your heart rate down. Just think about your breathing, controlling your breathing. Nice, controlled deep breath, long exhalations to calm your heart rate down, calm yourself down. Goes a long way. Is there anything else you wanted to go through with breathing, or anything else in general? I was going to touch on belts because I know you brought that up earlier on, but if you've got any other things you wanted to go through?
Breathing. I don't know. I think I just need to spend some time to kind of research just breathing techniques in general, just understand how, you know, the breathing system works through fitting a little bit more. But like, you've answered quite a lot of the questions I had as well. Yeah. So I think it's just a case of actually, you know, practicing and just doing it.
Breathing techniques, how breathing systems work. Why do you think that would be important to know? Like, what was the missing gap?
I don't know what the missing gap is. I'm a systematic person, so I like to have systems for things that I do, you know. Okay. And what I mean by systems is, like, I need to know how to do them and like how it works for it to be done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. Let me try and explain it to you then a little bit more systematically in terms of the actual sequence of events that take place.
In a lift. Yeah. In a lift specifically, because, you know, that's, I suppose, what we're trying to do. Yeah, that's what we're training for here. Is to get.
So what lifts?
Bench would be the first, I suppose. Okay.
So with the bench press, literally, you get in the position that you want to get into. You retract your shoulder blades. You get into that nice position before you get the bar out, or you could probably do it, if you get the bar out, okay, and then before you lower the bar to your chest, take a deep breath in there. Big belly breath, not a big chest breath. Okay, so like this.
How do you do a belly breath?
You breathe out. So the way your lungs work is, okay, it's like a balloon. Okay, so if you the bottom of the balloon, your lungs can come all the way down here and expand. So you're trying to pull in all the air by literally think about getting your stomach out. Okay, so you're trying to pull your stomach out, because a lot of people, when they breathe in, they try to tense their core, they're tensing. But pull your stomach out, because that's what drags the air in. Okay.
So is that what you do for, like, bracing? You breathe out.
Yes. It's belly breathing.
I've been doing it the opposite. I've been like
Okay,
engaging my abs to
your abs are meant to help you to exhale. Okay, your abs. Think about it here. Okay, this is your stomach. Listen, this is your stomach. This is your abs.
Yeah.
Okay, when your abs contract, it squeezes your lungs back and it helps to get the air out. But when you're getting the air in, your stomach has to be relaxed to get the pull the air in. And once the air is in, listen, once the air is in, then you isometrically contract your stomach. Contraction without movement occurring. To keep that air, to keep your stomach stable when
isometrically contract.
Isometric contraction basically means contraction without movement occurring. So like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So tense.
So once the air is already in, you've created the volume, you've created the intra-abdominal pressure, the pressure within your stomach, and your abdomen, your thorax.
Yeah, I get it.
Then you brace. But you can only get to the point where you fill it in with the air once you allow your lungs to expand.
We'll say before, then you brace. So you breathe out with your belly, and then you.
No, breathing out. You're breathing in.
Yeah. Sorry, like you push your belly out to breathe in.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the steps, and then I'll come on, and then I'll do the steps.
Okay.
This is step 1, step 2, step 3. So step 1, you're taking a deep breath. Okay. Belly breath.
Yes.
Okay, deep. Oh no. I'm practicing it. Just concentrate.
Oh, no. I need to like.
I'll do it and then you do it afterwards. Okay. Because otherwise you'll be thinking about too many things.
Yeah.
So step 1 is I'll taking a deep breath, belly breath, not breathing with my chest. Deep belly breath. That means my stomach has to be relaxed. I'm pulling in the breath. I'm taking a deep breath, almost like you're breathing into your balls. You're like you want to feel it literally from deep, okay? Then you allow. That's an Elliot Host quote actually. I don't know if you heard of Elliot.
No.
He's an OG fitness guy. You need to breathe into your balls. Some of you might remember this.
I was wondering.
You were looking at me like, what the fuck is this going about? And then once you've taken in that deep breath, then you brace and contract your core, and then you lift. Okay.
Okay, so I get the breathing, brace and contract your core. So what does that involve?
Just tensing.
So what am I tensing?
Your abs.
My abs.
Your abs and your back. That's not a deep breath, bro.
No, he's doing like a
Mine went like
an
this.
example.
This is a deep breath. Wait. Good. And then nice and strong at the back, and then you lift. Okay? Don't overthink it, and it doesn't have to be like you're not gonna get a perfect breath in every time. You're not gonna get the ideal.
Majority of the air coming into your lungs comes through your mouth when you do the belly breath.
It can come through your nose or your mouth. You can just do both.
Yes. Okay. Because
you can do it through your nose.
Yeah.
You can do it through your nose, but
nah, because one thing I saw on Instagram not too long ago is that the quality of air you get through your nose is better than the mouth.
100%. I explained this to you as well.
Oh, was it you who explained it? Oh, I thought I saw it on Instagram. My bad, bro. I'm discrediting you. Shit.
No, it's all good, bro. You might have seen it on Instagram.
Maybe,
but I did remember explaining it to you. When you're taking a breath, everyone should be nasal breathing. Because
I need some water.
When you're taking a deep breath through your nose, you're humidifying the oxygen. You're filtering the air, so there's less microbes and shit going into your lungs. So there's better quality air going in. Because it's going through a smaller passage, you're actually increasing the pressure that's going in. So you're able to actually expand it a lot more over time.
Not with my nose.
A lot because you don't practice nasal breathing, okay? So your airways are all clogged up. You need to practice it more. You'll be able to open it up more with time.
What's your opinion about taping your mouth up when you sleep?
I think it's got some good value because you don't want to be breathing through your mouth. It encourages nasal breathing. So I think a lot of people do that.
Okay.
Why not give it a go? A lot of people even like wear tape. I think you've seen Alex and Mosey that just allow you to open up your nasal passage a little bit more to increase the quality of air that you're taking in. What you don't want to be doing is taking in air through your mouth and your nose because it's not going to be as good of a quality of air.
Yeah.
But exactly. So even when you're running, you can even try this, just breathing through your nose rather than breathing in through your mouth. It's good for recovery as well. Taking in better quality air, you're filtering the air, and you're increasing the amount of pressure that's going in as well. Because pressure and volume has an inverse relationship. Meaning, for example, when you're thinking about breathing, it's a little bit complex, but try and stay with me.
I did 1 year of engineering, so I understand a little bit of pressure. And
When you pressure and volume has an inverse relationship. So when you increase the volume of when you increase the space and volume in your stomach by doing like this, by expanding your lungs, okay, the pressure goes down,
yeah,
and that allows pressure from the atmosphere to come in.
yeah,
Okay, you increase the surface area, the volume, the pressure goes down. So that means by the laws of diffusion and perfusion laws, it allows the air to come back in from the atmosphere because it creates a gradient difference. Okay?
yeah.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I know, because you said the pressure decreases, so it sucks the air in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did engineering. I know it's the same similar works of cars and stuff like that.
Okay, no problem, no problem. I thought you were looking. I thought that was like I don't know what this guy's talking about.
No.
That makes sense. But it's quite self-explanatory. I think everyone understands the laws of diffusion. We learn that in science and biology.
To be fair, man, I can't remember what I learned in science.
Things coming from an area of like low gradients to high gradients.
I know what it is. Diffusion.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's basically it. So same thing applies for obviously the nose. The small, so the pressure is going to be higher going in. Okay, that's why when someone like a bullet, it's got a very small surface area, but the pressure is very large. But yeah, that's basically. I think I probably over explained some of the parts, but I think, like you said, going back down,
there's too much knowledge.
Boil it down to like the basics and try and make it basic is probably the easiest thing.
100%.
Taking a deep breath in, fill your stomach in with air, and tense. That's it. Okay? That's a very basic concept of it. So you don't need to overanalyze anything else, even though I've probably done that today, but that's basically the principle of it. The main thing is just practice it.
At least we got to the bottom of what we wanted to do today. Learn how to brace.
Learn how to brace, learn how to breathe. I've
been breathing for 23 years now. I know how to breathe.
I don't know about that, bro. Not a lot of people know how to breathe properly. Fucking breathing through their mouth. You just told me your nose doesn't work. But yeah, let's wrap it up there. If you guys got anything out of this video, you leave a like down below, comment down below what you got out of it. If I rammed on a little bit, if there's something that I said that was using I didn't understand, which there's probably a lot. Comment down below and I'll try to explain it. If you want like me doing this sort of video, speaking to my clients, trying to speak around different topics, then comment down below, let me know what you guys think and we can do a little bit more of this moving forward. But yeah, like I said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Going to be doing a lot more content similar to this moving forward. We're going to be banging it out 2024. So welcome to the channel and yeah, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, if you got value out of it. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Peace. Cool.
You've got to say thank you if you got this far.
Thank you if you've got this far in the video, because a lot of people have got TikTok brains nowadays and sit and watch for a long video. So I appreciate you. And yeah, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and peace.